this video we're going to run through some nice simple basics on your shadow boxing work, but we're going to add in here a nice marker on the floor, this line of tape that we have, but it could be anything that gives you a point to help you visualize jumping in and out of your techniques, right? So when you're doing shadow boxing, the most important aspect of it in some respects is doing your visualization work, right? Imagining what you're trying to go through, imagining where the opponent is and trying to take it to a different realm than just throwing the punches around and not really paying attention or not really engaging your brain. So this line here is going to help us to visualize exactly what we're trying to achieve. And then in these instances or in these drills, nice and simple, all we're doing is skipping in and skipping out. So hopping over and hopping back over that line. So my lead foot is clearing the line completely and then clearing back again. So we're in range, striking and back out of range. We're only going to utilize 4 techniques here apart from the jumping in and out. 3 punches, so lead hand, rear hand, lead hand hooking, 1, 2, 3, so your jab, your cross and your lead hook here. 1, 2, 3 on the punches. Not going to talk technique of those, but I will have some tips going on as to how we're going to utilize them as we're moving in and out. One more thing, we're going to add some level change into it. So some ducking out the way from here. So just getting out the way of a punch, or imagine setting up a little level change for a shot, but getting some level changes going on through the techniques just to bring a nice extra dimension to it. But very simple on this first one, just going through a range of different combinations in that regard. Just going to stick 1 minute on the clock, so we've got a total of 10 minutes. We've got 8 sections to do, 1 minute, 15 seconds rest. Nice and straightforward. First one that we're going to do here, we're just going to be jumping in, 1, 2, and then jumping back out. A nice spring in, nice straight punches, nice technique, keep that shoulder leading the way, just get a nice rhythm going in, 1, 2, out. Now it would be good if every 30 seconds or so you change stance and go on to the other side, so you're not getting too one-sided, but for now, just so we can keep it nice and consistent, I'll stick off one side so it doesn't get too confusing to look at. Pay attention to your back foot as you're getting in on that second punch, bit of drive off that heel, but don't let the foot leave the mat. Skipping in, skipping out. Keeping that shoulder lead, don't sit down on your back heel too much. Occasionally you might need to stare down just to check that you're covering the line, okay, but once you've got that confidence, keep your eyes up. You've got 15 seconds rest. I'll explain the next drill. So on this one, from here, we're going through 1, 2, the same, but what we're going to do is we're going to duck on the way out. So we're going to come in, 1, 2, level change, eyes on the target still, hands up high, and then from this position, we're going to use it just to spring back over the line. So in, 1, 2, level change, duck down out the way and back out. Get into it. So in, 1, 2, duck, and spring back out. In, 1, 2, duck. Try not to sit down on your heel too hard or push your weight too far back as you jump back out. Level change here, your weight will be slightly on the lead leg, which is good for that little bit of explosion back out of range. From there, again, try not to get too square. So here, make sure you've got that shoulder leading the way again each time. In, 1, 2, level change out. In, 1, 2, level change out. So the next one, we're just going to flip that round. Still just doing 1, 2, but this time we're going to duck before we go. So we're going to level change, and then we're going to explode in to the 1, 2. So we're going to start behind the line with the level change, and then get into it from there, and then back out. So duck, 1, 2, and out. Duck, 1, 2, and out. Nice bit of spring from that level change into your punches. out, relax, level change, spring from there. Make sure the level changing is done through your legs and not through your back, so don't dip through your hips. Cool, so just going to add the third punch in now. So 1, 2, lead hook. From here, I'm going to spring in and get those 3 done. 1, 2, 3. Use the hook a little bit to exit. So from here, as you hit this hook, slight level, slight weight distribution, shift, so put your weight slightly onto your back foot to help you get out. So in, 1, 2, use the hook to help you get out. In, 1, 2, 3, hook and out. Nice and loose for your shoulders. Watch what your feet are doing. Again, try not to sit down on that back foot or push your weight too far across on the way back. A little bit of weight distribution, not too far. Good, so halfway through already, that's 4 done. This time I'm going to flip the combination round. So instead of doing, let's pause that for a sec so I can explain. Instead of doing 1, 2, 3, this time I'm going to do 3, 2, 1. So we're coming in, we're going to duck first, hit the hook, 2, 1, and this time we're going to exit on the jab. So use that as a little way to get back out of range. So we're little hop in, then duck, 3, 2, 1, as we skip back from there. In, duck, 3, 2, 1, but on the 1, we're skipping back. In, level change, 3, 2, out on the 1. Nice and smooth. As you go faster if you're more familiar with this work. Cool. So for this one now, we're going to still do the 1, 2, 3 punches, but we're going to get a duck interrupting the middle of it. So we're coming in this time, over the line, 1, 2, duck, and 3. And again, we're going to try and use the 3 to go backwards. So in, 1, 2, duck, 3, and try and come out. In, 1, 2, duck, 3, and use that to skip out. So I'm going to do 4 punches on this one now. We're going to go with the jab, moving backwards this time. So we're going to come in, we're going to flip it round, 3, 2, 1, 2 as we get over the line again. So we're starting to move backwards a little bit. So skipping in, 3, 2, using the jab to go backwards, adding that additional cross back in there. So in, 3, 2, 1, skipping back and hitting the 2. In, 3, 2, 1, back and 2. In, 3, 2, 1, back. Good. Final drill. This one, first time we were going to go backwards from the line. So finish with, we're going to start over the line, and this time going to be skipping backwards. So skipping back from here, and we're just going 1, 2, 3, duck, and then the rear hand. So we're starting in, we're skipping back, 1, 2, 3, duck, and then coming back with the cross at the end. So starting over the line this time, skipping backwards as part of your punches, using the jab on that exit. So we're coming out of range, jab, 2, 3, duck, 2. Start over it, out, jab, cross, hook, down, cross. Skip back, 1, 2, 3, duck, 2. One, 2, 3, duck, 2. 1, 2, 3, duck, 2. Cool. So 8 little combinations there. Doesn't have to be those ones. That's just a few examples. You don't have to go crazy with lots of different techniques. You can stick to the basics, just level changes and 1, 2, 3s there, and whole bunch of different ways you can go about it. But having the line just to give you a bit of focus about how you're skipping in, how you're skipping out, when you're in range, how you're using punches to move out of range or counter strike from there. Much better than just standing there and shadow boxing without any other considerations.